Hello and welcome to Airtricity League TV. I'm Nicola McGeady, and joining me now to discuss this weekend's fixture is Leon Blanche. Well, Leon, we had a bit of a goal fest last week, and the first game we're going to speak about is at Dalymount Park. It's between Derry City and Bows. Now, Derry are top of the table, but we can't separate these sides, both 8 to 5. Why is that?
Yeah, very hard, because I think Bohemians surprised a lot of people last week. 1-0 down at the showgrounds in Sligo and came back and beat Sligo 2-1. So it was a big win for Bows. They are decent at Dalymount, and Derry, even though they had a good home win against St Pat's when they won 2-0, their away form hasn't been great, Nicola. So that's why they're the 8 to 5 joint favourites. I'm going to go on the fence here and go for a draw at 21 to 10. I don't think there's much between both of these two teams.
Do you fancy goals being scored?
I do, because I think Bows at home, even though they are good, they have been conceding quite a few. Derry on the road can score, but they're also conceding. So yeah, let's go for a 1-1 draw maybe, or even a 2-2 draw. But I think 21 to 10 is a bit of value against trying to pick a winner at 8 to 5.
Okay, well, next up we're off to Oriel Park, where Dundalk are going to take on Bray Wanderers. Now, we expected the Lily Whites to beat Drogheda, even though they're away from home, but the Dogs seem to be creeping back into form. Bray Wanderer, on the other side, were scoring goals for fun last weekend, but again, they were against a very poor side. What are the odds looking like?
Yeah, they were against a poor team. You're right, against Galway, who unfortunately seem to be the whipping boys of the Airtricity Premier Division. I'd fancy Dundalk strongly here. They went 1-0 up against their neighbours Drogheda, went 2-1 behind. Jason Bourne with a bit of magic got them back and got a point in, a good point in a derby. Derbies are very hard to predict. So I think Dundalk at 8 to 11. I think a lot of odds-on punters will be getting involved here, and I can see the Lily Whites winning, and probably winning a little bit comfortably. If you look for a correct score, maybe 3-1 to the home side, with Jason Bourne. Certainly, he's come back from injury. That was a great finish by him. I fancy him to get on the score sheet this Friday night.
Okay, good stuff. Well, Drogheda are a big price at 9 to 1 to beat St Pat's. Now, they lost to Derry at the weekend. So, and Drogheda, of course, were really happy, I'm sure, to get that point against Dundalk. So, maybe the 9 to 1 have a little nibble at it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at 9 to 1, and I was a little bit surprised. Drogheda are in a bit of form. They've won 2 out of 3, 7 points out of 9. St Pat's are 3 to 10, which to me is very, very short. If you're a Drogheda fan, stick your €5 on at 9 to 1. It'll be a nice 50 quid if they do oblige. But maybe have a look here at the draw no bet. And that obviously means if it's a draw in the game, you get your stake back. You won't get 9 to 1. You'll probably get around 9 to 2 or 5 to 1 with the draw no bet. I think that could be a great price, because I really like the way Drogheda are playing at the moment, especially Tiernan Mulvenna. He used to be a Dundalk player. He had to go outside League of Ireland football. Now he's back in, and by God is he playing well for Drogheda. So yeah, I think Drogheda could cause an upset against St Pat's.
Yeah, and with a price like that, it would be a nice little windfall if you did win it. Now, Sligo Rovers, they lost at the weekend. They were at home to Bows, so that would have been a bit of a surprise for Sligo Rovers, who have been in great form this season. Will they feel a bit of a confidence dent now? But they are playing UCD, who were thrashed. So
yeah, UCD were thrashed 6-0 by Rovers. So if you were Sligo, this is the type of team you'd want to be coming up against after losing that lead at home, which was totally not like them all season. When they go ahead, especially at home, they're very hard to peg back. So Paul Cook will, I'm sure, have had a few strong words for his team. They are still in with a big shout in this league title race, so they need to bounce back to winning ways. And again, at 1 to 2, I can see a couple of these odds-on shots being put into trebles and accumulators, and I think certainly Sligo will be one for the odds-on punter. They will beat UCD, even though UCD are at home.
Okay, you seem pretty confident in that one, Leon. The last game up for discussion is between Galway and Shamrock Rovers. I don't know if there's a lot to discuss here.
No, not a lot to discuss. Rovers will win. Don't be wasting any money at 1 to 16.
Where's the value?
The value might be a first goal scorer. I mean, I don't know who will he start. He's got such a big squad to choose from. Michael O'Neill. I'm probably going to go with Gary Twigg to maybe score the first goal of the game. But certainly Galway, your heart has to go out to everybody involved with that football club. They don't have players, they don't have money. I think sooner the better this season is over for Galway, so they can just ride a line through it and try and rebuild in the first division. A high scoring game,
maybe more than 6 goals this time.
You know, it could happen. You hate to see teams getting beaten by 6 or more, but Rovers, having scored 6 against UCD, will be fancying their chances against Galway, certainly.
All right, some interesting insight there, Leon. We'll see you again next week.